Greetings, YouTube. It was just a few hours ago. Well, actually, I guess technically 7 hours ago, that I made a video praising Kabam for their awesome new Cavalier monthly event quest offer that I really think for a good while in the future of the game is going to be something that Cavalier players, especially if they're in need of refilling units, units worth, I should say, of greater champion boosts, revives, and potions, should buy like once a month. Just save up the units. If you think about what you normally spend on 10 featured Cavalier crystals, which can easily be just 3 stars and 4 stars, the same amount of units, 3,000 units, actually technically less than that, 2,900 something for that bundle, it's a no-brainer. But right as I was praising Kabam, and I rightfully should, I got messages from some people who said, Prof, please, you got to do a video over this. Because you're talking about this Cavalier deal, and that's great for them. But for us upper, middle tier, I don't know what tier you want to call them players, we're devastated today by what Kabam decided to do. And you need to talk about it. I promised them I would. And then at 1:30 in the morning, when I should be in bed, because I got to get up in like 5 hours, I decided to turn on my recorder and rant a little bit because a promise is a promise, and in this world, you are only as good as your word. So, the Insomnia rant is back. It won't be that long, but hopefully it'll be enough for us to talk about exactly why they're so upset. You can see if you go to beginner difficulty, it's got a completion and an exploration. You go to normal, hey, what do you know? Same thing. No difference. How about heroic? Any difference? Nah, dog. Completion and exploration. And then you go to master. Gotta love those completion and exploration. This is looking good. But when you go to uncollected, completion is gone. Because the new standard when you do a run through all 3 chapters without fully having a chance to explore it is to not give completion rewards. Same for Cavalier. You can see the completion and exploration stops after beginner, normal, heroic, and master. Now, I did not have the roster, and I definitely did not have the skill level when Uncollected first came out to fully explore it. But I did use some units worth of items to get the initial completion and those rewards. And I remember how proud I was of myself for at least doing that, at least doing an initial completion. That was a big deal to me when Uncollected came out. Now, yes, that's been years ago, but there are still summoners out there who are in that position right now. They want to push themselves to at least complete the Uncollected. And who knows? Maybe that's going to be the same for Cavalier. Now, I do want to point out that within the chapters themselves, you do have completion rewards. And those completion rewards are pretty dang good. 6-star shards, 5-star shards, Tier 5 basic Callus fragments, Tier 2 alpha, 5-star generic signature stones, and a little bit of gold. And I don't want that to be lost, because when you go to Uncollected and you go to, say, Chapter 1, you see the same thing, right? Completion rewards and exploration rewards. But it would be nice, since when you go to Master, for example, to Chapter 1, and you see the same thing, it would be nice if they added a completion reward bonus like they have every other difficulty for Uncollected and Cavalier. I think that would actually make them a bit more money because it would motivate people to do this even more and get through Chapter 3. And at the same time, I still think it would be a huge test of difficulty for so many summoners. This is, without a doubt, the number one thing in terms of a complaint I've heard via mostly the Line app tonight. The second thing, though, and I just wanted to touch on this at the end of this video, how ironic is it that Kabam still insists we can't bring 4 stars, that's right, 4 stars into Act 6. And yet, when you go to the special Cavalier, new, crazy, difficult reward for the milestone objective, you can only use a team of 4 stars or lower. You know, if you want to try 3 stars or 2 stars or 1 stars, good luck. For what eventually is going to be the Whales, the best players in the game, chance at that final 6th stage, I guess. That 10% Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Crystal. If that thing was a selector, oh man, people would do it so often. So I just find it ironic that they're saying, hey, don't bring your 4 stars in to become Cavalier, but only use your 4 stars once you are Cavalier. It's just to make money, and they're a for-profit company, and that makes sense, but the irony is not lost on me. And it is also very ironic that they told these summoners, hey, don't worry about 4 stars, you can't bring them in. And now you're having players who probably have the best rosters in the game force themselves to have to rank up their best 4 stars to max rank and probably max sig in order to complete and compete with this specific new objective. So the irony is not lost. What do you think about the absence of completion rewards for both the uncollected and Cavalier difficulties in general? And I say this to say the caveat that yes, there still is completion within the individual chapters themselves, and that is important to point out. And what else do you think about the 4-star gate restrictions for becoming Cavalier, but now you got to use those 4 stars that you couldn't bring in Act 6 to have your special, crazy, long, and difficult Cavalier objective? Comment below on this insomnia rant. Now I'm going to try to get some sleep. Probably won't, but hey, we'll do some praying. Why not? Have a good morning, YouTube, because chances are the people going to watch this today, they're either insomniacs like me in the United States, or most likely they're waking up across the pond. So good morning. Enjoy a biscuit and tea for breakfast. That's what the movies tell me you eat. Maybe you eat Pop-Tarts. I don't know. I'm going to bed.